You are standing on a balcony overlooking St. Peter's Square. 300,000 people are screaming your name. You are wearing a white cassock, a gold ring, a red cape. You are the most powerful religious leader on earth. 1.3 billion people believe you speak for God. Kings bow to you. Presidents request meetings with you. Intelligence agencies monitor your every word. But 40 years ago, you were nobody. Let's start from the bottom. Level 1. Seminarian. The seminary stands before you. Cold stone, tall windows, a cross on the bell tower. You are 18 years old. You walk into a seminary with a suitcase and a Bible. Nothing else matters anymore. For the next 6 to 8 years, this building is your entire world. You wake at 5:30 a.m. Morning prayer, mass, classes, spiritual direction, more prayer, study, evening prayer, lights out. Every single day. For years, you study philosophy for 2 years, then theology for 4, Latin, canon law, church history stretching back 2,000 years. But the academics are not the hard part. You are being watched, constantly. Your formators evaluate your personality, your maturity, your obedience, your temperament. You undergo a full psychological evaluation. They want to know if you can handle a lifetime of celibacy, loneliness, and public scrutiny. Half of the men who enter seminary leave before ordination. Some are asked to leave. Some break under the silence. You survive. You are ordained a deacon. Then, 1 year later, the moment arrives. You lie face down on the floor of a cathedral. The bishop lays his hands on your head. You are now a priest. Level 2. Parish priest. A small church in a quiet town. This is your new home. You are sent to a parish, a small church, maybe in a city, maybe in a village in the middle of nowhere. You do not choose. You will baptize babies, marry couples, bury the dead, and hear confessions every week for decades. A parishioner tells you a secret in confession that haunts you for years. You can never speak of it. Not to police, not to anyone, ever. Your salary is modest. In the US, around $30,000 a year. Housing is provided. A car, sometimes. Retirement savings, almost nothing. You will never marry, never have children. Your family is your parish. Your home belongs to the church. On Christmas morning, while every family in your town opens gifts together, you stand at the altar, alone. But you are not here for comfort. You are here because you believe God called you. And somewhere above you, someone is watching, deciding if you are useful. Most priests stay at this level forever. They serve faithfully and die unknown. You will not. Level 3. Monsignor. The bishop calls you to his office. He has been watching you for years. After 15 or 20 years as a priest, the bishop notices you. You are given an honorary title, Monsignor. It is not a promotion. It is a signal. You have been noticed by the hierarchy. You are being groomed. You now wear a purple sash over your cassock instead of black. Purple is the color of authority in the church. Your responsibilities shift. Less time with parishioners, more time with paperwork, diocesan politics, and meetings with the bishop. You are learning a new skill now. Not theology, not scripture, politics. Who to align with, who to avoid, which bishops are rising, which are falling. The church is the oldest continuous institution on earth. It has survived empires, revolutions, and world wars. Not by prayer alone. By politics. Level 4. Bishop. A letter arrives from Rome, sealed in red wax. Your hands tremble as you open it. One day, a letter arrives from Rome. The Pope himself has appointed you bishop of a diocese. You did not apply. You did not campaign. Officially, you were chosen by God through the Pope's discernment. Unofficially, someone in Rome recommended your name. Someone powerful. And you owe them. You now oversee every Catholic parish, school, and hospital in your geographic territory. Dozens of priests report to you. You wear a purple zucchetto on your head, a gold pectoral cross around your neck, a ring that priests kneel to kiss. You can ordain new priests. You can excommunicate Catholics from the faith. You hold the power of spiritual life and death. But the real power is financial. A large diocese in the United States handles hundreds of millions of dollars. Schools, real estate, investments, charitable funds. You are no longer just a spiritual leader. You are a CEO with a cross around your neck. And with money comes scandal, lawsuits, cover-ups, decisions that keep you awake at 3 a.m. You report directly to Rome. Every 5 years, you fly to the Vatican for a mandatory meeting with the Pope. It is called the ad limina visit. You kneel before him and give an account of your diocese. If Rome is pleased, you rise. If Rome is displeased, you are quietly transferred to a smaller diocese, a demotion disguised as a reassignment. Level 5. Archbishop. A grand cathedral in a major city. The scale of your new responsibility towers above you. You are promoted to lead an archdiocese, a major city, New York, Paris, Manila, São Paulo. You now oversee not just your own territory, but coordinate with all the bishops in your region. You are their superior. Your public profile rises. Journalists call, politicians invite you to dinners, diplomats treat you like a head of state. Because in a way, you are. The Catholic Church has formal diplomatic relations with over 180 countries. You are no longer just a churchman, you are a geopolitical player. And Rome is watching more closely than ever, because the next level changes everything. Level 6. Cardinal. The Vatican Hall is filled with clergy and dignitaries. Every eye is on you. The Pope announces your name at a ceremony called a consistory. You kneel before him, he places a red hat on your head. You are now a prince of the Church, one of roughly 130 cardinals in the entire world. The red of your robe symbolizes blood. You have pledged to defend the faith to the point of death. But the real significance is this. If you are under 80 years old, you can vote for the next pope. And if you can vote for the pope, you are one of the most powerful people in the Catholic world. You are assigned a titular church in Rome. Even if you live in Chicago or Manila, you now have an official parish in the Eternal City. You are the Pope's inner circle, his advisor, his confidant, his potential replacement. And here is where the politics become lethal. Factions form. Progressives versus traditionalists. Europeans versus the global south. Reformers versus the old guard. Alliances are built in private dinners, whispered conversations in marble hallways, and letters that are never written down. Intelligence agencies from multiple countries monitor the College of Cardinals, the CIA, MI6, Russian intelligence. Everyone wants to know who the next pope will be. Because whoever controls the pope influences 1.3 billion people. You have spent your entire adult life in the church. You have given up marriage, children, wealth, privacy. And now, you sit in a room of 130 men, each wearing red, each with their own ambition, their own allies, their own secrets. The first rule of becoming pope? Never look like you want it. Level 7. The conclave. St. Peter's is draped in mourning. The seat of power is empty. The pope dies. The church enters a period called sede vacante. The seat is empty. Within 15 to 20 days, every cardinal under 80 must travel to Rome. You surrender your phone, your laptop, all communication with the outside world. You are sealed inside the Vatican. You walk into the Sistine Chapel. Michelangelo's Last Judgment stares down at you from the ceiling. You sit at a long wooden desk with a ballot in front of you. You write one name, fold it twice, walk to the altar. You hold the ballot in the air and say, "I call as my witness, Christ the Lord." You place it on a plate and slide it into a chalice. If no candidate receives 2/3 of the votes, the ballots are burned with chemicals that produce black smoke. 300,000 people in St. Peter's Square look up. Black smoke. No pope yet. In the corridors, during meals, in the guest house rooms, the real conclave happens. Whispered negotiations. Who are you voting for? Who do you trust? Who can unite the factions? In 1492, Rodrigo Borgia bought the papacy outright. Cash payments to cardinals. Promises of land and titles. Corruption so brazen that his bank nearly collapsed. In 1378, a Roman mob stormed the conclave screaming, "Give us a Roman pope, or your heads will be as red as your hats." In 1274, after a conclave dragged on for 3 years, the locals locked the cardinals inside and ripped the roof off the building. Then they cut their food to bread and water until they made a decision. Today, the conclave is civilized, but the stakes are identical. The ballots are counted. A name reaches 2/3. White smoke rises from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel. The crowd erupts. The senior cardinal approaches the winner and asks one question in Latin. "Do you accept your canonical election as Supreme Pontiff?" There is a small room next to the Sistine Chapel. It is called the Room of Tears. It is called that because every man who enters it weeps. The weight of what just happened crushes them. Inside are 3 white cassocks, small, medium, and large. You choose one, you dress yourself. You are no longer a cardinal. You are no longer even your old self. You choose a new name, a new identity. You walk through the Hall of Benedictions and step onto the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica. The senior cardinal appears and shouts the words the world is waiting for. Habemus Papam. We have a pope. Level 8. Pope. The largest church in the world stretches before you, and you walk it alone. You are now the Bishop of Rome, Vicar of Jesus Christ, successor of St. Peter, sovereign of Vatican City. You lead the oldest continuous institution on Earth, a global empire with no army, no GDP, but more influence than most nations. You have formal diplomatic relations with over 180 countries. Ambassadors present their credentials to you. Your every statement moves markets, shapes elections, and influences policy on 6 continents. Your authority is absolute. There is no board of directors, no vote of no confidence, no term limit. You serve until you die, or resign. Only one pope has resigned in the last 600 years, Benedict XVI. In 2013, the world was stunned. You live in Vatican City, 108 acres, the smallest country on Earth, but arguably the most powerful per square foot. You are protected by the Swiss Guard, young Catholic men from Switzerland, trained in modern firearms and medieval halberds. They wear Renaissance-era uniforms designed, according to legend, by Michelangelo himself. But the threats are real. In 1981, Pope John Paul II was shot twice in St. Peter's Square. He survived. He forgave the shooter in person. In 1978, Pope John Paul I died after only 33 days in office. The cause of death has never been fully explained. Conspiracy theories range from the Vatican Bank to secret lodges inside the church itself. You sit in the chair of St. Peter, the same seat symbolically for 2,000 years. Below you are 5,000 bishops, 400,000 priests, 1.3 billion Catholics on every continent. You are expected to be a theologian, a diplomat, a manager, a symbol, a saint, simultaneously. And here is the part nobody tells you. You are utterly alone. Every person around you wants something. Every smile has a motive. Every cardinal who bows to you is calculating how your decisions affect their faction. You cannot trust anyone completely. Not your Secretary of State, not your closest advisors, not even the cardinals you appointed yourself. The Vatican has survived for 2 millennia not because it is holy, but because it is strategic. It has outlasted the Roman Empire, the Ottoman Empire, the British Empire, the Soviet Union. Every empire that tried to destroy it is gone. The Vatican is still here. And you are its leader. You started as an 18-year-old with a suitcase and a Bible. You gave up wealth, family, freedom, privacy, your own name. In return, you received the most powerful title in the religious world. You are the servant of the servants of God, and you will hold this weight until you die, probably in this building, probably alone. When that day comes, the fisherman's ring on your finger will be destroyed with a silver hammer. Your papal seal will be defaced. Your name will be added to a list, a very long list, 266 names long, and the cardinals will gather again, in the Sistine Chapel, under the Last Judgment. They will write a name on a ballot, fold it twice, walk to the altar, and the cycle begins again.